Welcome in, NFL fans. This is Anthony, the East Coast Bronco, and we're going over the three games that we'll be watching with our friends and family tomorrow on Thanksgiving. The holiday tradition Detroit Lions, 1 o'clock as usual, we'll be playing the Green Bay Packers. The Lions are at home. This means that they'll probably be able to put up some points. They're a much more dangerous team at home. You look at the line here. This says 48 points, and for those of you who don't know, the way I kind of like to break that down to conceptualize the game, with this being 48 points, you divide that into two teams, right? So 24 points per team, and then the spread is 2.5. So if you minus 3 points from one of the teams, then that gets you to your score. So Vegas is kind of predicting this one to be, what would that be? 25-23 would be an example of how Vegas is predicting this, or 25-22. So these games are always seem to be close. It's always hard to pick the game that's the outlier, that's the blowout. Sometimes we expect a team to get blown out and they actually end up winning the game, and it's the team that we expected to win that gets blown out. For example, like Buffalo and Miami a couple weeks ago. There's a huge matchup between Kansas City and the Cowboys. That's probably the best game that we're gonna see. Kansas City on the road. I don't expect them to put up a ton of points, even though our over-unders here are at 52, which is pretty aggressive, especially like on a short week. Kansas City had a pretty played 5 quarters. Granted, it is the Dallas Cowboys, whose defense has gotten better, but the NFL is such a precision sport. Timing, consistency. If you look at that Chiefs offense, oftentimes they're killing themselves. Penalties, just lots of the random Mahomes interceptions, which haven't been there in past history. I think that's the game to watch. Hopefully the turkey hasn't hit you too hard, because 4:30 you might be napping. Anyways, the NFL tries to save the best game for the night slot. They say the over-under's 52. Burrow's coming back. It's just kind of hard to trust anything that either of these teams have done. And that might be the hardest one to predict, because Lamar hasn't looked the same. That offense, they're not running the ball the way they were last year. I don't know, who's your money on? I think that division is going to be ran away with by Baltimore, but it's because there is no real good team in that division this year, which is really, really odd to say. It'd be interesting to see how much Baltimore improves by the end of the year. That's really the name of the game in the NFL. Is it's a week by week experience. If you're not getting better or you're staying the same, then somebody's passing you. Well, as a Broncos fan, let's go Cowboys.